Hey guys, welcome to Hot Stuff Wednesday. Now today I want to share a quick story with you guys about Titi. Titi is a young, beautiful girl that went out on a date with a guy that had been asking her out. After having so much fun and eating to their fill, Titi's date stepped out of the restaurant to take a quick call, and that was when it all started. 40 minutes later, Oga had not returned and was totally unreachable. The waiter had approached a couple of times to ask for payment of their bills. It then dawned on Titi that she was in for a long night of misery. What do you think the outcome of the situation would be if Titi has no cash on her and no means of making any transaction that night? Hold that thought, because today on Hot Stuff Wednesday, we're going to be discussing Vex Money. Yes, you heard me, Vex Money. After the break, we're going to be meeting my co-host on set today, Amwana Dana. See you soon. Welcome back. Now, if you're just joining us, this is Hot Stuff Wednesday on the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. We are discussing Vex Money today on the show, and I'm Wana Adana. Joining me on set today, my amazing, lovely, gorgeously dressed co-host, Faith and Favor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, I'm sure a lot of young ladies watching us today already know what Vex Money is, but I want to hear you guys. What do you think Vex Money represents as a young lady?
Vex money for me is just that extra cash that you need to have in your purse, in your wallet, in order to save yourself from unnecessary embarrassment. I also call it just in case money or what if money. Yeah.
Oh my God, very funny. Just in case money
Yeah,
or
just
what
in
if.
case.
I'll just say emergency money. Or it could be your cash, it could be your card, but just shall hold your side.
Now, is there any particular situation that you should be having that extra cash? Because you just said, is there any time you're leaving your house, just have that extra money just in case? Are there particular times that Vex money comes into play?
Yeah, you should always have that Vex money because there are unforeseen circumstances. So you need to have that money. Take, for instance, you go out with your friends. I'm not even a date with a guy now. Your female friends, you hang out, and maybe they pick you up from the house, and when you hang out, maybe one of them promised to foot the bills, and maybe in the course of having conversations as ladies, they might bring up issues, maybe past issues, and begin to annoy you. Now, if you don't have Vex money, you have to sit and endure whatever is being said about you or the situation. But if you have Vex money, you can just pay for whatever you've ordered and take a cab and go home.
Yeah, okay. But I think you have to know the type of friends you have before you even go out. I don't think I'll
No,
have friends that will ever want to put me in that kind of situation.
No, there are sometimes things get really out of hand, especially in situations where maybe it may not even necessarily be an outing for fun. Maybe a friend calls you up, hey, can you accompany me somewhere? And you go there and you're not feeling the vibe of other people you went to meet there, or the energy is not just right. You can just politely, now, not because you're mad or you're angry, you can just say, I'm not too comfortable here. I would love to leave. And you will not be depending on that friend to drop you off. So you have your money on you and you just, take a cab and get out.
I think most young ladies actually think, Vex money has to do with when that guy asks you, like, you're not so sure whether it's going to go well. So just have your ATM card on you, have cash on you, just in case it's messing up, you just get up and walk out. Okay, now today, before we move on with the conversation, we're going to be playing on the spot game. Ooh. Yes. I have some magic questions in this box, and we're all going to be answering questions today. Are we ready?
Yeah,
Who wants to go first? Mini, money.
Okay, that's fine. Am I supposed to read this out?
Yes,
okay, so the question is, which celebrity will you want to go on a date with and why? Wow. Ha. Nigerian celebrity.
Yeah, please.
Has to be Nigerian.
Well, I think would relate better.
Are you serious? Okay, I think I would like to go out with Ramsey Noah.
Ramsey Noah. Are you going to have your Vex money on you?
Very important.
I'll just like to hang out with him. It seems like he's an interesting person. So yeah.
Okay.
It has to be Ramsey.
Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Spell today's topic backwards.
Oh.
Vex money. YENOMXEV.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We have smart ladies in the house today. I'll go next. Have you ever been stood up on a date? If yes, share your experience.
Okay.
Fortunately for me, I don't think I've ever been in that situation
Ah.
before. Nah. Most times, whenever I want to hang out, I think the person has to come pick me up. So
Okay.
I've never had someone stand me up. If you're not going to make it, just call me early enough and say, oh, it's not going to happen. But just stand me up and keep me waiting. Nah, it has never happened before. Okay, Favor, you're going.
Okay. I thought we're done.
What is the most embarrassing pickup line you've ever heard? Mommy.
I think that's an Igbo guy thing.
Mommy, let's go out now.
On my color.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I hope I don't pick something crazy. Okay, so what will you do if a guy you ask out on a date comes along with his friend? What will you do if a guy you ask out on a date comes along with his friends? First of all, I'm not sure I'll ask a guy out on a date. Okay. But if I finally do and you come with your friends, you see that Vex Money, hope you have it, so because I'll leave you.
Okay,
Jump straight up.
I'll pick the last one. If your date is unable to foot the bills, will you rather assist him in paying or allow him wash the dishes at the restaurant for a whole week? Well, I think it depends on how
the date went.
If I see that sincerely you do not have money, and I don't,
or the card is not working,
it's not working, yes, and I'm not seeing insufficient balance, it's just not working, then I'll probably want to help you out. But if I just notice that there was, kind of sneaky movements, I'll leave you there, wash plates. After all, human beings wash plates every day. Okay.
Oh my god, that was fun.
All right.
Now, moving on, I want to ask us another question relating to Vex Money. Do you think it's actually a necessity, or is it just something, that has been exaggerated? Because plenty people feel, I don't think any guy would ask me out and stand me up or not want to pay the bills. I don't, like I said earlier, I don't think I have friends that I would go out with and they would end up embarrassing me and not wanting to foot the bills. Even if I accompany you somewhere and I say I want to leave, you find a means of transport for me. If I have money on me, fine, but some people think there's no point consciously putting that extra money in your purse when hanging out. So do you think it's a necessity?
It is, because even if it doesn't matter the number of dates, because most people see it as a necessity if it's like the first, second date, and maybe when you start, when you get into a relationship with the person, when you're not cool with the person, when you're now friends, then you can say, oh, maybe the Vex Money is no longer a necessity. But I would say at every point in time, it's a necessity.
Okay. Faith, do you totally agree?
Well, when I was much younger, I think I was having this conversation with some people on Monday, and I said when I was much younger, the nerve would step out without shishi. 1 naira will not even be on us, and we'll be so entitled when we get to the restaurant or the fast food or anything. We want to have the best of the best. Let's have your finest. Meanwhile, she no go most. But I was just very fortunate that I never found myself in a situation where the person will stand me up and I would start thinking of how to pay the bill or leave the restaurant or anything. But growing up now, I'm not really sure I've been on a lot of dates. I'm not someone who would just oblige going on a date, but if I have to go on that date, I'll also be prepared for that date, not because I'm thinking the person would act crazy, but because I just feel comfortable. If you have money on you and maybe the date is not going as planned and maybe something comes up, all those issues of just wait extra 10 minutes, I'll go and drop you. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
But if you have your money on you, you're like, no, don't worry, you don't need to drop me. Now you're not mad at the person though, but you just feel like, no, you don't need to drop me. I can actually find my way home. So I think it's a necessity now that I'm an adult. But when I was a teenager, then I just used to feel you're the one that said I should come out now, so you should be able to take care of everything. But right now, I think it's a necessity.
So what made you change your perspective? Is it a maturity? Or
not maturity. I finally had money. Praise the Lord. Because then the truth is, then we were like on a very strict budget. Because basically we're in school. I was in uni, so it's your transport money they'll give you to go to school. There's nothing like the extra cash for you to even buy a drink for your friend. You have to maybe skip transport for 2 days to be able to gather money to buy a drink. Do you get? So in a situation where you finally see somebody who says, let's go to, then do a fast foods, let's go have lunch. And that lunch could be probably rice and chicken.
250.
Do you understand? So it's not like it's a lot. So then there was no, the only transport money I can even have is the one that will take me to the place. Because on the phone I'll say keep my coming back transport. So but those dates don't count though. But yeah, finally money entered my hands, so I now know how to spend it.
To my next question. Most ladies will say he's meant to pay he's not meant to foot my bills. But Oga has already told you, dress nice, come out, let's hang out. And most ladies still feel, embarrassed or get upset when at the end of the day the guy in question, says okay, good night, and he's leaving and there's no money on ground for transportation. Why is it that most ladies feel that if I'm going out, most people still have their Vex money, but they just want that guy to still give them that transport fare for them to go home?
Here in Africa, here in Nigeria, the guys do most of the, in terms of sorting out the bills, they pay most, in terms of engagement, it's the guy that will have to kneel down to propose and all of that. So if you as a guy, you're asking a girl out on a date, you should be ready to foot the bills.
So you think, including transportation, must be footed by the guy?
No, I don't think that should be included. If you're not picking her up or you're not sending a cab to pick her up, she can just use her own money to to take a cab. But once you're on the date, everything she has to eat, drink should be paid for. You should be ready, financially capable. If you are not financially okay, then you should not invite someone out. And if you're not financially capable, your pocket, you should know the kind of restaurant or the kind of hotel you want to take the girl out to. You can't take a girl to a 5-star hotel and you expect her to order something of maybe 3,000 naira from the restaurant. It's not done now. You understand? But if you take her to one maput around the corner, she'll order something around that range. So if you take her to a 5-star hotel, then even the bottle of water there should be around maybe 2,500 or 3,000 naira. So you should know your budget before even planning to take a girl out on a date.
I think it really depends. If it's a first date, or it's something that has been happening regularly. For me, I'm speaking from my own perspective. I don't want to say girls because there are girls who don't mind. I just feel for the first dates, if you want to make it a perfect date, the only thing I want to invest in is my outfit and my makeup, which cost a lot, by the way. So getting to meet you, I don't want you to give me the money to come and meet you. It's fine. I can actually, take myself there. But when I'm leaving, I just feel when I'm leaving, you can just, for your transportation, stuff like that for a first date. But if it's not a first date and me and the person we are not like, geez, I will not be entitled again. Second date, I can even be the one to pay. I can pay my transportation by myself and get there and, we have fun, we eat, and I go back home. But if it's a first date, I just normal African woman mentality thing. We just want you to give us trips. And our own trips, we don't want to spend our own money while we're enjoying those trips.
Who eats a lot?
Do you understand? The first date, we just want to. So at the end of the day, when you're going and the person is like, maybe the person is not dropping you off in a situation where the person is not dropping you off, and the person is like, okay, I booked a ride for you. Maybe the person booked a ride. You're like, that's nice. And the person's like, can I have your account number?
Oh my goodness.
Just send you back the money you used to get to the restaurant in the first place. So you're like, this one is nice. So reciprocating that kind of thing for that kind of person will not be a big deal. But the ones that will tell you, don't use cabo, trek and come outside by that junction, you see keke. Use keke just along. It's 15 naira. It's not far from your house. I beg. No.
You just reminded me of some time ago. When we still had motorbike. You see some girls, they go start calling. I'm here. Where are you now?
So when you reach, I'll come out and pay.
So embarrassing.
I think we all saw that video of a lady that was embarrassed by a cab guy. Because the guy was like, pay me my money. She
says my boyfriend is coming out. I saw it.
It was very embarrassing, and I want to ask, have you ever been in that embarrassing situation where either lack of Vex money made it worse, or presence of Vex money saved you from the situation? That maybe being stood up on a date or going somewhere and getting stranded, and the person that you're supposed to meet up with is not readily available. Have you ever been in that embarrassing situation where Vex money came into play?
Not really, but a friend of mine, remember back then in school? Okay, I was almost in that situation because she
Yeah, something that.
No, I almost accompanied her, but when she invited us that weekend, we already had other plans. I remember I was going back home for full stop now, back to school. Also, only that my friend went for the date. She got there, just this new eatery in my school.
Yeah.
She got there, ordered smoothie. The guy was like, oh, wait, I'm coming. Just take something now. She ordered smoothie, finished the smoothie.
Mind to be ordering.
The guy called again, where are you? Said, just hold on, let me just round up this project because it was already rounding up this project. Let me just round up, I'll meet you up. She ordered chicken, rice, salad. She was just enjoying herself without Vex money. She ended up waiting for like 2-3 hours. The guy did not come. They had to meet her and like,
Madam, you have to pay.
She was not able to pay. Just student now, we're still doing that.
And she was eating chicken and rice.
She was eating. The guy stood up, he didn't come, and before you know it, switched off his phone. So if I had gone with her that day, it would have been something
you would have watched it.
No, I wouldn't have been able to pay because we were just
students. Do you understand?
You understand? Birds of same feather.
Yeah.
And the students. So in the end, she had to go as a waitress for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She worked as a waitress in that.
Did they lock her in the restaurant, or she?
No, they seized her phone. They seized her phone, her wristwatch, and her ID card. Yeah. So she had to go home. Then she came back the next weekend, worked for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days.
Well, on the positive side, she ate chicken and rice.
Which chicken and rice?
Okay, Faith, embarrassing situation.
Well, I've never been in any embarrassing situation because I hate embarrassment. That's why I just feel if I have to step out to anywhere for a date or whatever, if I have to be in that girl situation where the person is saying, just keep ordering, keep ordering. Yeah. I told the people my brand, okay, so this is not here. I'll just buy what I know I can pay for. Yeah. Then when the person arrives and the person is like, is this what you're drinking? I say, yes. So if you want to buy something better, that's on you. Because me, I'm buying what I know I will pay for, not the one that your number. You not tell me, my battery died. Who is now going to pay for the champagne? It's not me. So I just feel we girls, basically, we should be more, intentional about dates and not just assume that a guy wants to take you out and you just put your whole breakfast, lunch, dinner, the drink that you've never drank in your life before, that's the one you want to drink. You now want to remember your friends in their house and all family members, take away bags and all of that stuff. We should not even, indulge in all of that. You can do it too if you have the money to pay for it. Yeah. If you want to buy a drink sometimes and the guy's like, this is quite expensive. Some people are very vocal. You can just say, okay, this is what I want, and I can actually pay for this, so we can split the bill for this one. Life is one. If you have money, enjoy it. So don't go and eat what you cannot pay for. Because me, I'll not do it. Before the girl starts,
you call the girl and she'll tell you, sorry, I can't make it. Bros, you could not make it. You can never make it. Because she didn't plan to spend that money.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's embarrassing.
Yeah, okay, now looking at your friend's situation, do you think it's, ideal? Do you think it's the perfect way to go when a lady goes out on a date? Restrict whatever your enjoyment for that day, restrict it to the amount in your pocket. Or probably because these days you don't have any bad feelings, so you feel I can spend as much as I want. After all, he asked me out on a date. So do you think ladies should, first of all, restrict whatever they are eating or whatever they are spending on to the amount in their pocket so that, stories will not happen for that day? Or do you think just spend after all the guys?
Adana, you said it all. Eat what you can afford. Eat according to your pockets because you never can tell. Person might just be a close friend and it has not happened before, and that might just be the first time. See, eat what you can afford to avoid unnecessary embarrassment.
Me, I would even say eat from your house before you go there, so that while you're waiting and you now become hungry, you can just tell the person, please, can we, have this date another time, so that you can just go home. You must not eat in the restaurant.
But some eateries, if you don't order something, you won't be allowed to stay in that.
I will leave. Thank you. I will just tell him that, look, they are not letting me stay here because I've not ordered anything. Order, I'll pay. No, I want to wait for you to come. If I know my pocket cannot carry, and you know how guys are. If you say you're not going on the dates, they'll think you're forming. But if you now say, look, I'm not coming on these dates because I don't have money. And they're like, are you insulting me? How much is this that I can... Okay, we now go there finally now. You're standing me up. What is it? So I feel if a guy is asking you on a date, you should also be ready for that date financially as well. You should also know that this date is not just for you and this guy. You too. You're taking yourself on a date. So that in case anything like this happens, you'll not just be embarrassed.
Yeah, we've seen situations where maybe you go out to the guy and you probably order with your church mind. You feel, I'm going to eat today, and you order, and the guy comes and says, please, can you take this off the list? I can't pay for this. I'm not able to afford this. And I feel, like Faith said, if you're able to, afford it, you can just say, don't worry, I'll put the bills by myself. I have the money on me. So.
That's serious. Take this off the list.
If you see situations like
Guys
that.
of nowadays,
Yeah.
they are mean like that too.
All right, in a nutshell, Vex money is a necessity. Whether first, second, third date, always have your money handy. All right, thank you. That's the much we can take on today's episode on The Breakfast Show. Please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel at TSL Nigeria TV. Until we come your way next time, my name is Favor of Vienloba. Cheers.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.